Good evening and welcome to Stupid O'Clock News. I'm Lewis Lee. Dateline, Volusia County, Florida. It's going to be a Florida man story. Deputies in Volusia County, Florida are searching for a man accused of stealing his girlfriend's jewelry. The story doesn't end there. Joseph L. Davis, 48, who also goes by the names Joe Brown and Marcus Brown, is wanted for felony grand theft, deputies say. Davis met two women on OkCupid in 2015 and 2016. While Davis was dating one of the women, he was living with the other. At one stage, Davis took jewelry from his then girlfriend with the intention of proposing to the other woman. The two women say Davis never gave them his real name and worked together to find out who he was, and they always will. Davis is also wanted on an out-of-state warrant for a hit-and-run crash with injuries, deputies say. Davis is a convicted felon with previous arrests, including for possession of cocaine with intent to sell. And after this one, he's probably going to be charged with aggravated stupidity. That's the news. Let's start the show.
Sounds like a plan. I had everybody muted down. I'm bringing everybody back up.
Yeah, actually, there was still somebody whose mic was open, but
we were all open. Every mic was open, so that's why I was over here dancing and not saying anything, and just I was singing. Wasn't even playing any music. I was just singing along to a song in my head because I've had Eric Clapton's "It's in the Way That You Use It" stuck in my head all day. I don't know why. It's earwormed in there. I just say it's in the way that you use it, and I'll tell you exactly the reason why it's in there though. As I was watching a video, it was about how they came up with the name for the video game Doom, which was from The Color of Money. The scene where Tom Cruise shows up and the guy asks him what he has in the pool cue box, and he goes, Doom. That's the song playing in the background.
Oh.
And when he actually starts playing, it switches over to Werewolves of London. But before that, it's Eric Clapton. So I was like, it's in the way that you use it. I've had it stuck in there all day.
We need to get a different Eric Clapton song.
Well,
I'll tell you what.
Layla's usually my earworm.
I was gonna say Dirk Domino's Layla usually gets stuck in there, but if we're going specifically Eric Clapton, right, the one that usually gets stuck in there is Cocaine. And never I Shot the Sheriff.
In the white room with black curtains.
That's not Eric Clapton.
Not.
No, that's Airplane.
No, that's
isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
No,
it's
I'm
Cream.
thinking White Rabbit.
Cream with Eric Clapton.
Yeah.
Cream.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking of White Rabbit, not White Room, White Curtains.
Yes.
I was thinking of White Rabbit.
Trust me on old music.
One makes you bigger, one makes you smaller. That's Airplane.
Yeah.
I have the hair for this knowledge. I should know it. I shouldn't have screwed that up. Damn it. Well, I'll you know what? I have an excuse.
The Aquanet. It will impart the 80s upon you.
I have an excuse as to why I'm so discombobulated. Because Lewis, not to take any credit away from you, but I have some news as well. I have several pieces of news tonight of things that have been going on in my life. It's been a very eventful February. For those of you who don't know, I was attacked yesterday morning. And I mean literally a dude attacked me with a piece of lumber. 2 inches by 2 inches, swung it at me like a baseball bat.
Why?
Yeah, that was my question.
Because he's an asshole.
This wasn't wrestling related, was
When
it?
does
It
he
was
get
like
out?
Hacksaw Jim
Out of the
Duggan.
hospital?
No. But I do want to point out that there's a girl in wrestling who I've dealt a lot with. She's one of our referees, and she's training to be a wrestler. Her name is Kim, and she's about 90 pounds soaking wet, and she can hit harder than this dude. And he was armed with a weapon, and she hits harder than this dude with her fists. That's how weak this dude was. I was telling my buddy Joe Blair. I was telling him this, and he's laughing, and I'm just all like, I don't know. Maybe this dude just maybe he's just wears baggy clothes, and I can't tell, and he's just crackhead skinny. I have no idea. But you guys want to see the bruise?
Sure.
As long as
On
it's
your
not.
ass.
Um,
Okay, just check it. Get close. Huh.
yeah, he didn't hit you very
That is a
hard.
nasty bruise.
If that's all you got from a 2x2, yeah.
Yep, right there. I mean, it was a big red mark across the back yesterday, and today it's just a little purple. I mean, barely purple. No, he is not in jail. I neglected to press charges, and the reason being, I understand the dude is stressed out. We're all stressed out at work. He took the matter and how to handle it. He took it the wrong way. He did the wrong thing. I absolutely agree. If it were up to me, he just needs to go find another job somewhere else. So, I'm fine with the idea of him being fired. So guess who was at work this morning?
Him.
Yeah, he's on probation for this. And I'm sitting there just being like, yeah, no. I don't feel comfortable working around this guy anymore. Obviously, if he pops off like that
That's
again.
definitely an HR complaint right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I told my boss that. I said, she's like, I understand, but like you said, he's just stressed out. We're all stressed out. And, this is it. He cannot screw up anymore. He is literally on his last straw. Oh yeah, no, Nick. A lot of people have told me that, but I'm sticking to my convictions on this and not reporting him because I'm not wanting to get too political here, but let's just say that it's not going to look favorably for him in the eyes of the law, not just because he hit me with a weapon, but let's face it, there's some racist people in this town. Some of them are cops. Some of them are lawyers. Some of them are judges.
With
I know.
a 2x2.
Yes.
That's
like that's assault with deadly weapon. I understand.
I'm sorry if that
Assault and battery. I don't
Short-term-
think it's considered assault with deadly weapon.
like
Okay.
if you were my old gig where it was part of the
There's
gig.
no such thing as assault and battery.
Yeah,
Those are two separate charges. Assault is if you lunge at somebody or yell at them or call them. Battery is when you actually physically cause harm.
Oh, well, see, I didn't know that, Lewis. Thank you. So again, I feel like this dude made a mistake. Hey, I'm a forgiving person once. He got my one.
That-
If this happens again, it's over with. If this happens again, I'm walking off property and calling 911. That's just all there is to it. Like I'm not even, and I mean, if he so much as raises his voice, I'm walking off and calling 911. I'm like, this dude's already attacked somebody. And the thing is, Atlanta, our corporate office in Atlanta they've been getting complaints about it because people called and said, hey, this guy got attacked. So they know about it. They've seen the video and everything else, So no, dude is literally on the last leg of like nothing else better happen. You better show up for your shifts. You better not complain. You better do your job. And if you don't, you're gone. you're done. Period. Point blank. Like you've literally used every single one of your get out of jail free cards. This is your last chance. And you know what? I'm okay
He's
with
on
that.
final secret probation.
You see,
Yeah, he's
Skunk,
on double secret probation. But I honestly would have been a lot more comfortable with just him getting fired. Just why didn't they fire him? I don't know.
See, Skunk, the slippery slope is, though, that if this guy is not held accountable for his actions, he will only escalate.
He'll do it again.
And eventually he'll run for president, get impeached, and still get off scot-free.
Twice. Get impeached twice.
Okay, now that y'all have gone
Again, I didn't want to get that political with it, but Lewis went there. However,
I knew it was coming.
Because I have bad news. I have bad news. But I have good news as well.
What?
And after your good news, I've got some good news.
As of yesterday afternoon, this was like more like yesterday evening.
Yeah.
Me and Joe Blair are going to be roommates officially. We got a place.
Cool. Where?
Good.
Hickson.
Oh, hell,
Hickson.
Well, at least you'll be closer to the.
Oh, don't worry,
Rascals.
Joe Dog. See, here's the thing, Joe Dog. We're gonna be right down the street from you. We're gonna be buddies. I'm gonna come by your house.
Where are you at?
Eldridge.
I felt myself pucker on your behalf, Joe Dog.
Yeah.
But as soon as he
Yeah,
said
it's not
that,
that close. Actually, it's not that. It's in that little hill area, that big hill that's between Hickson and Red Bank.
Yeah.
We're in the middle of the hill.
I know
Okay.
where.
So we're
Are
pretty
you
pretty much right behind Jaden Newman's house.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Let me
We're
ask
like
you
right now.
this: you
Yeah.
go down Eli Road. Eli hangs a left. Eldridge goes straight. Are you in that neighborhood to the left? First neighborhood to the left, or are you to the right?
I'd have to look at the map again.
Oh, okay.
But I think I'm on the left.
Keep your cars locked. That's all I'm gonna say.
I hate to say this, but maybe immediately following being attacked by a guy with a 2x2, you shouldn't be giving relatively detailed instructions to your home online.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I understand what you're saying, but you got to remember, this dude. I don't even think he can operate a cell phone. Like, I'm not even joking. He'll come in. They have a little boombox speaker that they listen to music on, right?
Call the cops. They'll give him a cell for free.
I've literally seen.
Hey man, 3 hots in the cot.
This is true story. He came in one day. He was there before Anthony was somehow. I don't know how the hell that happened. He picks up the boombox, which is just a Bluetooth speaker, is all it is. He takes it out to the floor. He puts it down. He stares at it. And I swear he stared at that thing for like 5 minutes and then just shrugged his shoulders and walked off because he couldn't figure out how to turn it on. That's how dumb this guy is. I'm pretty sure he can't find my YouTube channel.
Do not underestimate the power of stupid people in large numbers.
Skunk.
Oh,
Please,
don't underestimate
at some time tonight, turn on your green screen. I got to see what it does to your shirt.
Sure thing. I'm looking.
Pinky's eyes are going to go away.
Hey, Joe Dog.
Yeah.
Not the left side.
Do what?
Not the left side.
Huh?
It's not the left side.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, it's the right side. It's actually closer to Gap Road. Off Della-Schmidt.
Okay. I know where you're talking about. All right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And I mean,
Now-
I've looked at pictures around the place, and
Nick?
it looks like a decent area. Looks like a decent area. I mean, none of the cars are sitting on blocks. You know, there's a nice little subdivision across the street. You know, the only thing of worry that I've noticed is that it on Google Maps there's a couch on the side of the street that nobody picked up. That's a little concerning.
And
it's probably still there.
Now
Here's
y'all
Natty.
ready for,
Look
now,
at Skunk's natty light can. Hey, Skunk. Pull the natty
Nick
light
just
can
went
up
into
again.
diabetic shock.
Well, yeah. I mean, because I've got the blue on right now. If I switch it over to green and then increase the fade,
Oh wow! I figured his eyes would have
Wait.
out also. That's awesome.
That was when he had said on
All
green.
in all, you're just another brick in
Narf
the
on the
wall.
wall. Narf on the wall.
No,
if I switch it, let's see what happens. If I switch color back. Yeah, it kind of starts to take because his eyes are actually blue.
Yeah.
If I take the green screen off, you can see his eyes are blue.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So what I like to do is I like to leave it on blue and turn it all the way down so that my natty light cans are nice green and red, which is either Christmas colors or Freddy Krueger colors. You choose.
Well, y'all ready for my good news?
Sure.
Please, Joe.
My daughter has got her first real job.
I saw that.
oh,
She, now that she has actually started working and all that, she has become, and Brian Morris is just happy. It made Brian Morris happy too. She is a mortician's assistant.
That's what that was about.
Yeah.
Okay, I saw part of that go by on one of the.
And everybody that knows me says, "Why are we not surprised?"
Nah.
as long as there's not a father-daughter day, I believe we're safe.
Yeah, first thing I asked her, I said, "Do we get a discount?"
Embalming half off.
Once,
Hey, I had a friend who worked his way through college doing that. He actually had to live on the upper floor of the mortuary, and his job was to be on call overnight. And if they got a stiff at the hospital would call the mortuary, and he would have to go down there with the meat wagon, pick up the body, and bring it in and put it in the embalming room, and then go upstairs and try to sleep. I'm like, no damn way.
I saw that song stuck in my head.
Now, of course, that reminds me of a story that my wife's father told me one time. He worked at the funeral home on Macaulay Avenue as the night security guard. And one of the things is he had to walk around, and for some reason, this funeral home left the lids up at night.
Oh, hell no.
Well, there was a little hunchback lady that was sitting in one of the caskets. He walked up to look at her, and something happened. He turned and looked back at her, and she'd sat straight up. He called them and told them where they could pick up the
I
uniform.
stopped sitting up with the dead when the dead started sitting up too.
They said, "Who's going to pay for the door?" And he said, "Take it out of my last check." He said, "I didn't look back till I crossed Hope's Claw."
Was he on foot or wheels?
On foot. Of course, I told him. I said, I said, Charles, I'd have been doing the same thing. Oh,
So, Joe Dog,
yes.
I just asked her what she wanted to drink.
you know the and Lewis, I believe you're the same way. You know a lot about the how the city of Chattanooga works,
Yeah, to a point.
and the state of Tennessee for that matter. I have in my hand
Yeah.
a State of Tennessee Department of Labor and Workforce Development Division of Employment Security Separation Notice. In other words, at some point in my past, I got fired. Oh, no, wait. There's a little X here that says that I quit. That was my boss, my former boss, being really nice when he fired me. This is from when I worked at O'Reilly's. Now, here's the thing that I want to point out down here at the bottom. This is what I was curious about. I talked about this on Brian's show. This is what I was curious about. It says down here at the bottom that this is after all the information about who I am and where I worked was on here. It says O'Reilly Auto Parts and what store I worked at, and the email address of the HR person that represented me at O'Reilly's when I was canned. And down here at the bottom, it says that I certify the above workers separated from work. Information furnished herein is true and correct. This report has been handed or mailed to the worker. And it says that there is the signature of official or representative of the employer who has firsthand knowledge of the separation. And somebody's signature is listed. I don't know whose signature this is. I can't read it. This person should have been a doctor. Their handwriting is so bad. Title of the person signing. And it says 1, released to employee. I don't know what that means. I think somebody typed in the wrong thing or thought the wrong thing. I'm not sure. Right? Followed by, it says that below that is the actual title of person signing. UE Claims Specialist. The UE Claims Specialist. I don't know what UE is. I'm assuming it's something to do with unemployment.
Unemployed.
Yeah. And it says that this was. Oh, okay. I think I'm reading this correctly now. The title of the person signing is the UE Claims Specialist. It was released to employee on, this is the date, February 5th. February 5th, 2021. Now, before I read the next part, I do want to point out that according to this, I was last employed by O'Reilly's February 4th of 2020. So we're a year and a day from when I was terminated from O'Reilly's to having this sent to me, and I received it on the 7th. Right?
Yeah.
Notice to employer. This is at the bottom. Within 24 hours of the time of separation, you are required by Rule 0800-09-01-.02 of the Tennessee Employment Security Law to provide the employee with this document properly executed given the reasons for separation. If you subsequently receive a time-sensitive request for separation information for the same information, please give complete information to your response. I received this over a year late. So, question. This is $1 million question.
Timely.
Do I have any legal recourse here? My dad was like, can you contact the Tennessee Department of Labor and tell them that you need unemployment benefits for a year because they didn't give you this?
I would at least, consultations with lawyers are free.
Whatever. But I was curious if y'all knew.
Worst case scenario, a lawyer might go, hey, let's sue them for a year of back pay.
God, that would be funny. Send it back to the next.
Wouldn't it just
Bill Sartain.
Next year?
Back to the next year. Well, there we go. That would be kind of funny.
Of course, Bill Sartain just asked a big question.
Just sign it down at the bottom and be like,
Thank you.
He says, good evening, everyone. Question for you all. If Brian K. Morris show watchers are called Nevermorians and Pandorians, what are the watchers of Stupid O'Clock called? And said, be creative. Well, when you had to be creative, I was going to say idiots, but
no, man. Isn't it obvious? Suckers. Like suckers?
I was going to call them morons.
And Brian K. Morris says,
because I'm being polite because we all know that the true answer is assholes. We're surrounded by them.
No, they're victims.
Firing assholes.
John, over your shoulder. It's an Imperial cruiser. Hyperdrive, buddy.
Hope they get those rebel scum.
Yeah, true, Nick.
you know,
Just doesn't
I
look as
forgot-
good as it
no.
did when I was 19.
no.
Oh, damn, Bill. Damn, Bill.
No.
You know what?
All right.
Here's the thing. The watchers of this show aren't called anything because we are not. You guys out there that are watching are not. You're part of the conversation here. It's not that you're our fans or whatever. Hell, if one of y'all was really bored and wanted to, Joe Doc send you the link. You join right in and talk with the rest of us.
Yeah. All right. Speaking
Really?
of me, I'll be right back.
Thanks
Joe's
for the
gonna-
warning.
Yeah, Joe's gonna go down there and tie one off. Well, we're all tying one on.
Well,
Clock sackers. The fuck's a clock? Anyway.
ever seen Johnny Dangerously?
Oh, years ago, Dan. I haven't thought about that movie in forever.
Oh, tell y'all something real quick.
It still makes the rounds as much every once in a while. Yo, John.
I went to Costco today. Yeah. And I've been complaining that they have not had paper towels. They're regular house brand paper towels, which is what we normally haven't had it for months. I haven't been able to buy them in like 6 months, 8 months.
You have to go Wednesday morning. I think that's when they deliver.
I went today. They had them, but I got to looking. You know how they've got all those racks, all over, and they have like pallets stacked up near the top of the rack. Every rack in Costco, the top shelf, is nothing but pallets of toilet paper. The whole thing. Like Lucy in the Sky with toilet tissue. Okay. That's,
Hey, it don't matter because guess who's getting a bidet next week? I can't wait.
Is that like one of those Australian toilets?
Well, this is going to be an attachment to the regular toilet, but I made sure I got one that could give you warm water because I do not need to turn that thing on and go shooting off the crapper.
So that's what we're doing. That's what you're doing at home these days,
Carl.
Oh, so how'd you know what I was doing?
Hey, Carl.
Yeah. We're keeping a record of it here on the show. Late at night after you leave, we discuss it.
Carl, just so you know, the reason I like the Kirkland brand paper towels, I have a bad habit of when I'm doing stuff in the kitchen, I'll fold up paper towels and stick them in my pocket and then forget about them. Throw my laundry in the washer. Their paper towels will survive a trip through the washer and the dryer. That's.
I'll tell you where they won't survive. Your toilet.
Yeah, you never want to put that sort of stuff down the toilet.
Yeah. Actually, no, I take that back. They will survive.
Well,
your toilet won't survive.
we have a septic tank, which is another reason that I wanted to go to a bidet.
I'm guessing Nick was the one who said shooting off the crapper, or I don't know. Who's Facebook user? Who the hell was that?
I don't know.
Facebook.
Hang on a minute. Let me go look at the Facebook.
You deleted your cookies again. Stop doing that.
Yeah.
Truthfully, the cookies are your friend. They really are. Yes, they allow people bad companies to track you and stuff like that. Just don't give them permission to use the cookies.
Odd.
You can do that. That's the thing you can
Facebook user isn't showing up on the Facebook feed.
Well, it depends on which Facebook.
There's 3 Facebook feeds, bud.
Why do we have 3 Facebook feeds?
Because there's 2 Stupid O'Clock ones at a Joe Doc one, and that's because we're complicated like that. Oh, hey, Michaela's here. Hi, Michaela.
Hi, Michaela.
Actually, the last Bounty paper towels I bought were the little half towels.
Thanks.
It's never gonna get
Now
out of my
I've
head.
got another earworm.
It's never gonna get out of my head. See, he's got an earworm. He's listening to the Who, but I'm stuck on Eric Clapton tonight, man. I'm stuck on Eric Clapton tonight. It's never gonna go away. It's never
going down to the crossroads. Gonna fly.
That's not even how
My favorite Eric
not
Clapton
even how
song.
that song goes.
My favorite Clapton song is "My Wife and I," our song, and that's "Wonderful Tonight." It's the first song we ever danced to.
Oh,
It's
my wife insists we dance to that every time it
It
comes
drives me
on.
nuts because now John did that right. It's going down to the crossroad. And then I don't remember the next
Yep.
line.
Gonna fly.
everybody
I-
does.
I can
Right.
help all of y'all get rid of earworm and give you a new one.
Oh no, I can't imagine what you'd give us.
La 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 da da da
Oh.
da.
Nah,
Smurf, Smurf,
I am
Smurf,
immune to the Smurfs.
Smurf the whole day long. The problem with that is that years ago, because I'm a child of the internet, and years ago when Flash started getting big and people were doing the Flash videos, one of the very first ones that was, because it was one of the times, this is back, kids, by the way, used to be in Flash videos that were like 3 minutes long, little stupid things. You had to wait 2 hours for them to download so you can watch them, because if you tried to watch them before they were downloaded, they'd stop halfway through and you'd have to refresh and do it all over again. And one of the ones that I remember, this is during the All Your Bass era of
all your bass that belong to us.
was the lost episode of the Smurfs, which starts off with the la 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 la, sing a happy song, la, 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 which would then immediately get replaced with like a Miami bass style sex rap song, like one of those booty songs from back in the day. We're talking like Two Life Crew stuff, right? By a rapper named Papa Smurf, and the song was called Papa Smurf, Can I Lick That Ass? I'm not making this up. This is a real thing you can find, and it's fully animated with the Smurf characters singing this song. And it is, oh god, I now that's stuck in my head. I need to go back to Eric Clapton quick.
Well, one of the things I ran across last night while I was watching YouTube was a country baby's got back.
Last few words cut out, man.
Yeah, country version of Baby Got Back. Is that what you said?
That's what I said.
Oh, I don't. I know.
And Sir Mix-a-Lot was actually auditioning bands to do a cover version, and he liked the country version.
Well, you have to think, Sir Mix-a-Lot. A lot of people that are into his music, like hard, like major into his music, not just like know the one song. People that know about him know that prior to Baby Got Back, he had a whole bunch of other tracks that were really mostly just popular in Seattle. And he had two songs though that were popular on the novelty record circuit, the Dr. Demento stuff, where he would do he did this with pitch shifting. Like he would do it like you would do the like the Chipmunks. He'd rap at a slow speed and then he would speed it up so that he came out all high pitched. And it was the Rappin' Redneck. And he did two songs, one of which was Buttermilk Biscuits, and the other one was the Square Dance Rap. Both of those songs I remember Sir Mix-a-Lot were hilarious. And he's always had a thing for like doing that kind of music, because a few years later I don't remember if he was part of or if he just produced Mudhoney, which was a side project of the President of the United States of America, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I remember them.
I think he was actually in it. I think he actually like rapped in it or something, or did beats for him or something. But and they were goofy as hell too. He did a lot of really goofy stuff, but that I will never forget. Honestly, in all my years, I will never forget hearing those first opening notes to Buttermilk Biscuits, and him just being like, "Sir Mix-a-Lot's got me thinking about biscuits now." Although I'm not 100%. I'm not 100% certain. He says certain terms in that song. I'm not sure. They sound like it's stuff that he picked up from like rednecks from his area and down in like Texas and stuff like that. Because he did a lot of like the West Coast down through the Southwest, and all over that area was like basically where he was rapping at. And I think he picked up.
I remember if Sir Mix-a-Lot
was used in those songs when he was doing the rap in Redneck. I think he picked up a lot of those terms from rednecks he actually met.
Well, the thing is,
I'm wondering if some of the things that he said were kind of racist.
I think Sir Mix-a-Lot was in the Army at Fort Lewis, Washington. If I'm not mistaken. And that may be those may be people he knew in the military.
That makes sense. Yeah.
He was real popular in military circles. That's why I know those. That's why I know all those songs you're talking about.
When we had the album Mac Daddy, right? And it was a beautiful album cover of this plain white, one of those plain white backgrounds, like full bright, full on white background. You can't even see the seam of where like the wall is. It looks like an infinite white space, like the Matrix, right? And it's just him with the door popped open on a Lamborghini, and he's just sitting there with his sunglasses and his little Pops hat, and just looking fly, sitting in this black Lamborghini. And it was one of the coolest album covers ever. And of course, the first couple of songs on the album are just regular everyday rap songs, and then Baby Got Back's on there because that's the album that had Baby Got Back. So you get the first couple of songs. Then it got weird. There was a novelty song on the record, there was actually a couple of novelty songs on the record, but this one in particular was about how bootleggers would sell fake Louis Vuitton at the flea market. And that was what the whole song was about. And it was a very funny song. And then he had another one that was about guys falling in love with gold diggers, right? And that they would give them their money. They would pay these girls because the girls would be asking for money and stuff like that, not realizing that that they're being used for their money. That song was called "Sprung on the Cat," which is it's a really funny innuendo. When I was a kid, my sister didn't realize what that meant. So she would sing that song all the time, and my parents kept trying to get her to stop. She was like, "Oh no, it's a song about a cat." No, it wasn't. When I figured that out years later, I was dying, right? But my favorite song on the album, there were two really good songs on the album that I really, really liked, and there was one song on the album that was really creepy, but I don't even want to get there. One was called "The Boss Is Back." It was one of the singles off the album. And the reason why I like that one is not only is the beat really super cool, but it samples a few things. But one of the things that it samples is Hellraiser. At the very beginning, it's all like, "We have sights to show you," and it's such a big song. Like it's epic. The other one was a song called "The Jack Back," which samples a lot of Mississippi Burning, and it's about gang members going out and murdering the KKK. And it's obviously it's a fictional story, but the really cool part about it is they sampled 9 Inch Nails. So they took a 9 Inch Nails song and slowed it down and used that for the rap beat. It is one of the most metal songs he's ever done. It's really cool. I'd look if you guys are into hip hop at all, look up Sir Mix-a-Lot's old back catalog because all of his stuff is really super good. And if you're not into rap, like, I don't know, just look up those two songs with Rap and Redneck because they're funny as hell.
Do that. I really do. There's some stuff I can tolerate and actually enjoy, and there's some stuff that I just What is some random expletive?
There is
What
one.
I really want to know is
What?
Gave Nick volume 5 of my playlist last night. He's going through all the country stuff that we want to just kind of, okay, we're in the country.
His mic is cutting out so bad I can't understand anything.
I can't understand a
Yeah,
word.
Dan, you're breaking up so bad we can't even understand you. We're only getting like every
Yeah,
third
well-
or fourth word.
You
Yeah.
sound like a car going through a tunnel.
The
Is your
phone
house
coming
going through a tunnel?
in there said it increased my internet, and all I've
And
noticed
your
is it's gotten slower.
Your mic's cutting out, and your video lag is so bad we can't even lip read.
Dan, tell her to move the TARDIS to the other side of the moon so you'll get better reception.
Make her blue again, River.
Actually, there is one Sir Mix-a-Lot song that I don't know if anybody else would like it. I think John might like it for sure, because the song is actually about gun control, and Sir Mix-a-Lot's very anti-gun control. The song is basically about how, like, if they enact gun control, only criminals will have guns. And it's this whole entire thing about like how he needs a gun because he needs to be able to protect his family and his possessions. And it's a really good song, and it samples a lot of like the sampling is a lot of like gun control politicians in the news from back in like the late 80s, early 90s, and the kind of stuff that they would say. And then he basically is responding to them. It's a really cool song, and it's got a really it's a really good beat to it. Like the music that that they sample for that is very like Link Ray, like rumble guitars, right? It's pretty cool. But yeah, if you're a Second Amendment activist, I would look that song up. Actually, give me a second. I'll tell you the title. So I can't remember what the title is. No Holds Barred. That's what it is. No Holds Barred. It's a good song.
All right, gentlemen, I will be right back, hoping to obtain a better.
Good
Better
luck.
connection.
Oh, I do want to respond to Bill. He says, I thought all rap songs are meant to be funny. Not all of them. That's the thing. Rap is such a wide genre of music. Such a wide genre of music. Some rap songs are just kind of like fluid poetry put to a beat. You know, there great examples of that being like Run DMC and Houdini and stuff like that are very much just poetry. It's really all it is. The songs really have no meaning. They're just, just beat poetry, like feral beat poetry. Some songs have a message though, whether that message is I just like hanging out with my friends, or I loves the booty, or some of the songs are, let's face it, some of the songs are very anti-police, anti-government, gangbanger stuff, but that's not the stuff that I really like. The stuff that I really like is stuff like I'll give you an example. The song by Luna's "I Got 5 on It," popularized most recently by the Us soundtrack. That song is just about smoking weed. It's a cool song. It's just about smoking weed. And of course, who doesn't love Two Live Crew's "Me So Horny"? Like, come on, that's our rules.
Well, when you said booty, it reminded me of something. Alexa, what's the angle of the dangle?
According to another Amazon customer, the angle of the dangle is proportional to the booty of the cutie in the heat of. I need to calculate the angle of the dangle so I can maximize the motion of. Did that answer your question?
More than enough.
Thanks for your feedback.
there was a guy. This is a stupid thing. There was this video series that the National Association of Video Game Testers and Reviewers, which is like a union for people who test video games, basically. They were uploading videos of one of their members because one of the members was bragging on a forum about how I used to be on a video game review show on television, and I'm this huge star. And then they watched the videos and realized that this dude doesn't have a clue what he's talking about. He's really dumb, and he sucks at video games, and he has really bad opinions about video games. And so they started uploading his videos to their. This is pre-YouTube. They were uploading his videos to their website, being like, "Look at this idiot." And some people found them. This group that would basically do like Mystery Science Theater sort of stuff found them and started commenting over them. The group was called Retsupre. And they found these videos. And at one point, they're watching one of the videos where he's doing a review of Mega Man, one of the I think it was the Mega Man game for PlayStation. And he's talking about the fact that to defeat one of the bosses, you have to kick it's basically a soccer ball, and you have to kick it up into the boss, where the boss is hanging out. It's like, you have to anticipate the ankle of the dangle. And one of the guys goes, yeah, I always anticipate the ankle of the dangle when I'm picking up chicks.
So, the Alexa reminded me, who watched NCIS that Tuesday night?
I didn't. Is that still on the air?
Yes.
Does it still have DiNozzo?
No, DiNozzo is now Bull.
What?
Bull's actually a decent show. I never really watched any of the NCIS.
Yeah, that's
because,
right.
well, frankly.
I know Abby's not on the show anymore. Is McGee still on there?
Yeah, McGee's still on there.
I think Duck left, didn't he?
No, Ducky's
Ducky's still there.
He's still there, but he's doing it by Skype now.
Okay. Yeah, there's no Abby either. There's I'm guessing they can't have NCIS without Mark Harmon. Like, they can't do it.
Actually, this is Mark's last season.
Good. The show should end after that.
Well, it's going to be McGee taking over.
Oh my God, that's so bad. I mean, no offense to Sean. He's a fantastic actor. He's wonderful. I love him in everything he's ever been in. But without Gibbs, it's not NCIS. I tried watching that NCIS Miami, and the whole entire time I was watching it, I was just like, I really want to smack Robin back into Gotham. And
no, you mean NCIS Los Angeles?
Was that Los Angeles?
Yeah, it's not Miami.
Yeah,
just because there's palm trees doesn't make it Miami, you know.
Well, the reason I was asking is one of the characters, the replacement character for DiNozzo, was keeping a witness protection program through a guy into witness protection who just got out of prison, and he had an Alexa, and the guy was freaking out. Welcome back.
Like your Alexa is right now.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. I don't know if this is
sounds better so far.
Better. Well, the iPad's off. My desktop computer is off. The only thing besides the laptop that is running is Lindsay is watching BritBox in the living room. So.
Well,
I will say it's
what's stealing your bandwidth.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's Dan. It's better, but it's still bad.
Yeah.
Well,
You're not cutting out as much, but you're still cutting out.
Well, your videos are freezing too, so it's definitely my phone company.
Oh, sorry.
They said they increased my bandwidth. The only thing I noticed was it slowed everything down.
I don't know what to say.
Well,
I don't know what to say either.
Da 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 da.
Dan, I just
Da,
realized
da, da, da.
it's been a year since we've been able to hang out together. A year ago this week?
A year ago this week was the last.
Leprechaun.
An Acrocon, yes. Wow, and that was the last.
Don't change backgrounds, John.
It's driving him nuts. Just stick with MASH. That's a good one.
He's got the hat. What you want to bet? Hey, you gotta have your glasses.
Incoming.
All right.
Choppers.
Calm down. He's working on it.
Oh, have y'all seen that picture of the kid at Dragon Con?
Oh yeah, all 75,000.
Yeah, exactly.
Narrows it down quite a lot.
Fucking
Well,
kid.
He was cosplaying Radar.
How old was he?
Probably 10, 11 years old.
Okay. And when was the photo taken?
2 years ago, 3 years ago.
He doesn't even know the hell Radar is.
If he's got good parents, he does.
Yep.
You know that's all
Hey,
over.
just as long as his sister isn't
We'll pretend.
Nickelodeon was showing MASH, weren't they?
Do what?
Nickelodeon was showing MASH.
Nick at Night.
Yeah,
Nick at Night.
Nick at Night might have been. Yeah. Okay. I recently, I don't remember what the hell I was doing, but recently I saw something. I don't remember the exact. Again, I don't remember what I was looking up, what I was doing, what I was in the middle of. So I have no context for this. I just remember recently seeing something about After MASH and was just like,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna keep reading.
Colonel Potter, his wife Mildred, Klinger, his wife Sue Lynn or whatever her name was.
Soon Lee.
Well, I know what the show
by
is.
We're
Rosalind
working
Chow.
at a VA hospital.
Yeah, I've seen After MASH, and the thing, I mean, it's,
And they did a Radar spinoff too, where he went home and became a
if
cop.
you see the, yes, that was a lot. The thing about After MASH is After MASH reminds me of there was a joke in the episode of Family Guy where they were talking about rebooting Family Guy. And somebody suggested that they reboot Family Guy, but they don't bring back any of the popular characters and only bring back the characters that aren't as popular, but make references to those other characters. And that's kind of what like After MASH was, because it's like because it's Cochran and Klinger, and then like occasionally they would talk about like, oh yeah, so and so's doing this thing or whatever, but they would never show them on camera.
Well, there was a match.
And then, of course, you had Trapper John MD, which called on an old Cartwright son.
Yeah. Now that I was fixing to say
that was a good show.
That MASH did have a good spinoff.
Yeah, Trapper John MD was a good show.
Yes.
With Gonzo and
Lorenzo
Trapper and
what was his name?
Pernell Roberts.
No, the younger kid.
Lorenzo Lamas.
Was that it? No,
I don't know how to pronounce his name either.
John's Google foo is firing up.
And watch you come up with nothing but pictures of alpacas.
I think
it's the dawn of the alpaca lips.
Oh, Gregory Harrison played George
Gonzo
Gate.
Yeah.
And Pernell Roberts, yes, was Trapper John McIntyre.
Okay, all right. I must be he said Lorenzo. I was thinking of. I must have been thinking of something else.
Lorenzo Lamas. Yeah, he was also a doctor somewhere.
Yeah,
I think.
Because I don't know.
The apocalypse.
Yes, I think someone might have mentioned that earlier.
Actually, I've really something for everyone, but specifically for Brian. If Brian's still here, oh, he is. He just posted. Fact Fiend on YouTube. Brian, I'm sure you've already seen it. Fact Fiend is amazing because it's just this British dude who gets drunk and then tells you true facts. That was the thing that got Eric Clapton stuck in my head earlier. Yeah, Fact Fiend. Fact Fiend's great. And the reason I bring that up is because when I clicked over to another tab to look up the Trapper John MD cast, when I clicked over, it was YouTube, and here's the first video YouTube's recommending to me right now. It's from Fact Fiend with Carl Smallwood. The Terminator is powered by candy. I'm like, I want to watch that later to find out what the hell they're talking about. Yeah, Joey was really bad. I have another really bad one though. Along those same lines was Blossom had a spinoff with Joey Lawrence, but I can't remember what it was called. I think it was also called Joey or something like that. And it was really bad.
Oh, speaking of reboot shows, Punky Brewster's coming back.
Some things just don't need to come back.
Somebody's thinking about redoing Wizard of Oz.
We talked about this on Nevermind the Furthermore. John, it gets worse. Apparently, she's never the person who's going to direct the movies never read the books. I think if you said out loud to her the name Frank Baum, she would just look at you and be like, "Oh, is that the person who invented the chapstick?"
Yeah, no, that was his sister, Lip.
See, Carl and I agree on something. Me and Carl agree on. I was not a Punky Brewster fan. I thought
I wasn't a Punky Brewster fan.
She was annoying as ass.
I wasn't a Punky Brewster fan until I saw her at 21 or 22 years old.
Are you like one of the sleaze bags who remember what was that show that used to be? What was that radio show that used to be on Rock 105 in the mornings? They used to do they used to call the 900 numbers with the soundboard. That was the only thing I remember what they ever did. Oh, I remember the April Fool's Day prank they did where they were pretending to tattoo a child. And they got somebody complaints, and they kept having to say, "It's an April Fool. Look at your calendar. It's April Fool's Day. Of course, we didn't actually tattoo a child. Oh, you shouldn't have been doing that. That's horrible. That child can't consent. It's April 1st. You moron. You know."
Yes, Phil. That's why
the name of the show was. These guys were shock jocks. They were like Man Cow or Grease Man or Howard Stern sort of types, and they were syndicated. They weren't from Chattanooga, but they were on Rock 105. Kind of Opie and Anthony types. As two dudes, I don't remember what their names were, but we used to do a thing every episode. They would do a thing where they would announce that it would be how many days before the Bush twins could drink and the Olsen twins were legal. And they did that until both of those things were met. And it was, at the time period, because I was a teenager, this was high school, I thought it was funny. And then I got older and I was like, it's kind of skeezy now that I think about it, man. Kind of skeezy. It's like a certain person who I shall not name or explain their relation to me, who used to talk about the fact is because he was hanging out with a 17-year-old and a 14-year-old. It was like, in 4 years, I'm going to be able to hang out with these hot girls at bars, and that'll help me pick up chicks. And I was like, wow, everybody thinks you're a pedophile.
Oh, I just read an article today that's commissioned an adult animated series about Velma Dinkley from school.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Bill was not Bob and Tom. Series of Velma.
No, it was not Bob and Tom. Although I've listened to a lot of Bob.
That is not.
Hey, John.
That does not strike me as
Well-
something that in my mind.
I mean, I have two thoughts about it. And the first thought is that I banged a Velma cosplayer, so sexy Velma, I'm on board.
Yeah.
But here's my other thought.
I would be too.
That is
Oh yes, Nick. Oh yes. Now,
and I just looked at myself and realized how much I look like Shaggy when I said that. Oh, zoinks! I banged a Velma cosplayer. But
well,
no,
What would
I was
Scott
gonna say
do
is
for a
that
Scooby
I
snack?
don't- Velma. I don't. I don't like because they tried to do this. They tried to do this with the Scooby-Doo movie. Although the Scooby-Doo movie didn't go too far with it, I don't like the idea of normalizing or like modernizing Scooby-Doo, bringing it to a more adult context. I don't like that. Scooby-Doo works because it's made for children. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
well,
Dude, you are a
evidently
librarian.
y'all didn't download the Scooby-Doo movie I downloaded by mistake.
I don't want to know.
Ugh.
I just had a really bad thought enter my head. I'm moving on. If you remember at the end of the first live action Scooby-Doo movie, the one that had Matthew Lillard in it, the end of it, there's a really great and funny scene where Scrappy Doo says, "I would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for you sons of," and then they close the door on him. And it's a really funny scene, right? But at the same exact time, right, I'm sitting there going like, come on, that you're taking the fun out of it. Scooby-Doo is supposed to be whimsical. All right, it's not supposed to. This is just, and they kept making like the jokes that they were making were the kind of things that you would have seen in like Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back with their parody of the Scooby Gang, or the Scooby Gang they did in the Venture Brothers, where they were all serial killers.
I got to call a timeout for just a minute.
Ted Bundy and
I got to call a timeout.
no.
Hey, Connie, welcome to the show. Thank you for tuning in.
Connie,
If you
yeah.
want- If you got an update, I would love to appreciate. I would appreciate. You know, you have been in our prayers all week. So if you're willing to give us an update on John, I would appreciate it. All right. So what happened? Yeah. John's battling the ugly sea right now. So and John is the
Right.
he is the sound of LibertyCon.
I'm admonishing the chat for being dirty.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Yeah. And okay, good.
John's a great dude. John's a very forgiving dude too.
Yeah.
I want to point that out.
Yeah.
Because certain people at LibertyCon used to certain people at LibertyCon are functioning alcoholics, but not functioning enough to remember to do certain things when they get hammered, and when they get frustrated with certain other people at LibertyCon who won't leave them the hell alone about stuff, and then so they walk off and don't want to deal with their BS anymore. So they go back to their hotel room to go to sleep, and then forget that they're supposed to be keeping an eye on John's equipment. And then John doesn't kill them the next day because he's a very nice man.
Yeah.
Which is a true story that I may or may not have been the subject of.
Yeah. Connie says that it'll be a long haul, but it's going the right way. Good.
That's good. That's good. And speaking of people, John,
He has been so worried.
Stop changing your background. Okay, you're gonna give me and Lewis an aneurysm if you keep doing that. Just put it on something and leave it.
Okay.
Because we're
Get yourself
both like,
Oh God.
Mm.
You didn't just squeak one off, did you, John? 'Cause
No,
that's
I got on
Joe's.
the chair.
Oh,
the
One
that's
cheek
Joe's
sneak.
signature move.
yeah, me and Dan, the one cheek sneak. Yeah.
The lean and squeak.
Oh, it's my back's hurting, guys. I
Yeah,
swear.
right.
Okay, did somebody hit you with a piece of lumber? I want to hear about your damn.
Well, Joe can't work because of his back. So
There's a lot of
I
people.
think he wins that one.
One of my one of the Atlanta driver that I have to meet up with every day is like, oh, dude, you got to go get an X-ray. You got to go do this all. You got to fill out all this paperwork. And I'm like, why? And he's like, because you have to. This is the
Workers'
rules.
comp, dude.
And I'm like,
Workers' comp.
yeah, and he's like, take advantage of it. You can get all that stuff. You can go get a whole physical and everything else, and the company has to pay for it because of workman's comp. And I'm like, but I can. Why would I do that? I can work. You're asking me to commit fraud.
You can work now. What happens next
Mhm.
month? You know.
I tell you what happens next month. Next month, I'm not gonna. Next month, I'm going to be sitting pretty because I talked to my boss earlier this afternoon about something unrelated, and I am moving off of the route that I'm currently on. And here's the reason why I'm moving off the route I'm currently on. They're actually about that guy that used to do that route's coming back, and he wants to go back on that route. I was like, okay. She's like, yeah, it's kind of the only way we can really get him to come back, and because he doesn't want to do any other routes but that one, and it would be a real big favor if you could move routes starting next week sometime. But you can have any route you want. You pick the route. It's yours. I said, okay. I want the route that you're on so you don't have to do it anymore because that's some BS that you have to do that route. You need to be able to do a shorter route. And I would much rather you be doing a shorter route so that you can get some office work done. And I'll take the big long route that takes me all the way up past Mont Eagle. She said, done. It's yours. Cool. What she doesn't know is I picked that route for a reason. Because it's one of the longest routes. It's also one of the lightest routes. I no longer will have to lift freaking 400 pounds of garbage into a stupid hospital. I'm just so happy when I don't have to do it. The only place I'll have to deal with after that is Siskin Hospital, and I'm fine with that. I'm fine with Siskin Hospital because I've seen what Siskin Hospital gets, and it is nowhere near as much as Hamilton Medical Center. I will be super happy to visit the Siskin Hospital. Except for the fact that Siskin Hospital apparently orders, like every single day, they order like 400 bottles of Ensure. What the hell?
Thelma and
And,
Mary Ann are better than Daphne and Ginger.
and Betty and Veronica.
You have to add Betty and Veronica, but give your rankings for Betty and Veronica now, Nick.
Betty, Veronica.
Nick looks full.
Wait, Lewis, remind me. Which one is the one with the black hair?
Veronica.
Okay.
High maintenance, man. High maintenance.
Okay.
Yeah,
mm,
she's like Daphne. She's a poor little rich girl.
Yeah,
Oh,
high
sorry.
maintenance.
yeah, but she's fucking hot.
the redheads winning.
No, she's just drawn that way.
Is she? Oh god, yeah. That's actually no. We're talking about characters from the Archie universe. Forget both of them.
Oh, don't tell me you're in a Jughead.
Sabrina.
Oh,
Sabrina.
yeah.
Yeah.
We're talking about girls. We're talking about girls.
I put a spell on you.
Being the representative member of the LGBT community in this call, do you want me to start talking about guys? Because I totally can. I can give you my ranking for all the guys from those shows too, and I promise you, Gilligan is not one of them.
Now, how about Wilma?
You know, John, between Wilma and Betty, that's a tie, man. They were both cute and hot and
Betty.
understanding.
Well,
If I was
strangely enough, now
Betty.
you're forgetting Samantha from Bewitched was also on the Flintstones.
There were a lot of characters that were on the Flintstones, though.
Yes, there were.
Okay.
And Margaret was on the Flintstones.
You know what? I'm going to bring this around to a topic that's going to make Brian wish that he didn't.
Those
have to
old
go
guys
right now.
and Margaret was on the Flintstones.
Oh yeah, the professor was a A+ for sure. No.
What he could do with coconuts.
Let's do this. I think this will be fun. Right? Since we're talking about girls.
Right.
You have the three main Batman villainesses. The three main ones. Poison Ivy, Catwoman, Harley Quinn. Now, everybody knows I'm Harley Quinn, but what are you five gents? If you had to pick one.
Eartha Kitt, Catwoman.
I knew you were going to say Catwoman. I knew you were going
Now,
to say
Halle Berry Catwoman.
Okay, not that Julie Newmar was a bad Catwoman, but
No.
yeah,
Oh,
Eartha Kitt.
no, just the most beautiful.
I love how the four of you all went Catwoman and I'm the
Lamar, yes.
y'all went Catwoman and I'm the furry.
Now,
Yeah.
she was sort of a villain from Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Was a little Austrian hottie that dies at the end. Oh no! Spoiler alert. Yeah.
Oh, the fraud.
Dr. Elsa.
Oh yeah, the tall leggy
Dr.
blonde.
Elsa, whose name
Yeah.
I cannot remember.
Oh.
I was the next guy.
I will be the one here. I will be the one here to say. By the way,
He was just keeping up with the Joneses.
We're talking about Catwoman, Michelle Pfeiffer. That's mine.
I'll give you that.
I grew up with that. And although it is kind of creepy that my sister dressed as Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman for Halloween one year, so that's kind of weird that I just said that.
Well, that's one of those all-time favorite Catwoman costumes that shows up at Halloween Express every year.
She, she actually learned how to use a whip for that movie, like for real. Learned how to use a whip.
Yeah, she was dangerous for the first 2 or 3 weeks.
The reason why she had to learn how to use a whip, though, was because that suit was so constricting on her, she would actually begin to lose oxygen and start to lose consciousness, which is Joe Dog. You remember your duct tape corsets? You had that same problem.
Yeah.
So she had to actually learn how to use a whip because the first couple of weeks of shooting, she was hitting people with it. She didn't mean to. She just didn't know what the hell she was doing. So she had to get good at it so that deprived of oxygen, she could still use that stupid thing. Oh, hi, Willow.
I had to learn how to use a whip in high school. We did the play Jesus Christ Superstar, the rock opera, and I played a Roman soldier. And I was the one who delivered the 39 lashes. While Pontius Pilate boringly counted. What?
I thought you would have been Pontius.
No. I didn't have a good enough singing voice. I did have 2 lines in 2 different scenes, but no, I was a Roman soldier, and about 10 years ago, the traveling company of Jesus Christ Superstar came down to Naples, Florida, for a couple of performances, and Ted Neely was playing Jesus, and we interviewed him. Highlight of my time down in Florida. Interviewed Ted Neely as Jesus, and after the interview, we were wrapping up, and I told him, I said, by the way, we did the play in high school, and I was one of the Roman soldiers, and I was the one that delivered the lashes. And Ted Neely said, "You're forgiven, my son." Well, that was funny. I was forgiven by a fake Jesus. Yeah. Best one I know. Anyway, and I knew that I was going to be interviewing him, so I brought I brought the program from my high school production,
Yeah.
and he autographed it.
Nick, yes.
I didn't see what he wrote.
Oh, gosh. Sure.
Willow. She was the redhead, right? Yeah.
Correct.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh man. Oh, so let's see, I already gave you my good the SpaceX launch has been scrubbed to Saturday, so we won't be doing a 4 hour marathon tonight.
Which one? What was going up?
Another Starlink.
Good God Almighty! It's going to be to where you can't even see the moon at night. You're going to have to peek between satellites.
Oh, and
Wait, what is that, Nick? You only held it up for half a second. I didn't even have a chance to read it. I don't get it.
John leaned towards Skunk. I don't know.
Skunk's gone.
yeah.
Probably why he took it down.
He probably went to go take a piss too.
Yeah.
Oh no! What John had in the background? I think Nick wanted to see it better, so he was telling.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. All right.
You're gonna love this one, Lewis. FAA says they're going to hold SN10 until they do an investigation on SN9.
Oh, great!
Remember, FAA wants to do the investigation.
Yeah. You mean
In other words, they
FAA,
would hold
the same one?
progress.
Hold on. You mean the same FAA that lets Boeing do their own inspections for their jets that carry millions of people a year?
Yeah.
They want to inspect unmanned rocket before it goes up and possibly crashes in the Gulf.
Yeah.
With priorities so far out of whack. Wow.
Yeah.
But hey, at least it takes their attention off of drone operators for a little while.
No, they're still busting those guys. You can't fly. You cannot show a drone video on your monetized YouTube channel unless it is flown.
You can prove a Part 107.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's what, a $10,000 fine?
It's expensive, but it only costs $100 to get the license. So it's a worthwhile investment if you plan on making money with a drone.
Yeah.
I just remembered something by accident. I forgot that the chat is not me. I don't participate in the chat. It actually posts to it at stupid o'clock. So I just said this.
John, scoot to your right.
John,
Scoot to your right. You're right. Your other right.
Not stage right.
Stage right.
Nick just wants to look at movies. Actually, I was
Velma's fun bags.
I went to go pee, and while I was peeing, a thought popped into my head that since we're talking about hotties,
Nick's having a hemorrhage.
yeah, Nick's having a hemorrhage because I know what he's thinking. So I was having a thought about since we're talking about hotties. Right? I've got a good one.
It's a strange place.
I got a good one. Favorite woman in sci-fi, all encompassing. You have tons of options here. All encompassing. Favorite woman in sci-fi. Go. And once you five gents go, I'll tell you mine.
Claudia Christian.
That's a good one.
As like the character, like
Played Commander Ivanova Novinsky or something.
What's the? I don't know what that is. What's that?
Oh, it's from Babylon 5.
Okay, see, I never watched Babylon 5.
Well, hang on.
Imagine that you had Troy ahead of you. I'm jealous.
What, Babylon 5? I was never really interested in it.
No, of you actually sitting down and watching Babylon 5.
You're
interested.
You're talking about.
No, I'm talking to you, Skunk.
I was never interested. Babylon 5 never grabbed my interest. It's just, I don't know, something about it just always put me off. That's
Really?
weird. I don't know. All right. What did Nick say? I missed it. He held something up. I missed it. What did he say? Anybody see it?
It was about Ivanova.
Oh, okay.
Christensen.
What did you get? Joe Dog, do you have an answer?
I'm trying to find her name.
Okay. I think Lewis is doing the same thing because he's staring down. He's either looking at his crotch or a phone. Dan, do you have an answer? I'm sure you got. Because mine is brewing at the top of my head. I already know my answer. I already got it.
Well, I can't.
I would have to
You
go
came
with,
up with the question, so you might have been thinking about that for an hour. Give us a second.
I was just instantly popping there since I thought.
She's more fantasy than sci-fi. Carolyn Monroe.
In
That's a good one.
just in general, or is there a specific role?
She was in several of the
Sinbad.
Sinbad movies. Yes. Patrick Troughton was a villain in one of them. Tom Baker was a villain in another one. Lord, we need to do some more Sinbad movies so more Doctor Who actors can be villains. She was at one time. Go ahead, Joe.
I think Joe's got his.
Lilu, Multipass.
Mila
You had
Jovovich.
to look that up.
Yeah, full brain fart. 80s Aaron Gray.
Mila Jovovich.
90. Yeah, I know it's Allison Hannigan is gonna be Willow from Buffy, but I'm wondering who the other two are and what
Aaron Gray.
What roles?
Aaron Gray, Wilma Deering in the TV series
Buck Rogers.
of Rogers. And she
Yeah.
was good in those awful costumes.
Yeah.
She was also in Silver Spoons.
Hey, John, I have that outfit, by the way.
Which one? Dippers or Wendy's?
Dipper.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah, because
Laura who?
I went to a JJ's had a summer ween event with a costume contest, and I went as Dipper. And I was like, I'm gonna have the best Dipper costume here. It's gonna be awesome. I ordered all the stuff off Amazon so I could look exactly like Dipper. I have a Dipper hat. I had the vest. I had everything. I was going to be Dipper, and then I get there, and I'm like one of like 9 Dippers.
Well, it's an easy costume. You know?
I should have done something else because I was like one of 9 Dippers, and literally every other person that dressed as a Gravity Falls character was somebody different. But there were 9 Dippers. Like we had one Mabel, one Grunkle Stan, one Seuss, one Wendy. I was one of 9 Dippers. I felt like one of the Dipper clones from that photocopier episode. While Lewis is still looking his up, I'm going to tell you mine.
So you would actually be
I got it. Well, the first one that came to mind was Allison Blake from Eureka, played by Sally Richardson Whitfield. Okay, real hottie.
Good
Little
choice.
on the skinny side for me because whenever they showed her in just bra and panties, it's like you could break her. So, but then the other one Renee O'Connor. Okay. The other one that I also thought of was from the updated Battlestar Galactica, Boomer.
Kara. Oh, Boomer.
Boomer.
I was gonna say Kara Thrace.
So I've got one from a movie and I have one from a TV show. Right? Now, the movie is the 1995 film Screamers, and it's Jennifer Rubin as Jessica Hansen.
Ooh.
And also the evil screamer at the end of the movie. Spoiler alert. Because Jennifer Rubin in general is just but even in that movie, it's great. She has this great line when the evil screamer version of herself shows up, and she's just all like, she's the evil cyborg Terminator thing, and she shows up and she has this great line where she's like, "Yeah, that's right. We can bleed, we can sweat, we can breathe, and we can fuck." I was like, that's such a great line. She's just awesome in that movie. She looks very for that time period and stuff like that, very Mila Jovovich in Fifth Element, Joe Doc. So look up Screamers if you've never seen it. It's a really good movie. It's got Peter Weller in it. And anything with Peter Weller in it's fantastic.
Yep.
But
Am I
a TV show? I'm gonna go for a TV show. I'm gonna go really generic because she's just gorgeous. I mean, I don't think there's a man in this room who's going a straight man watching this, a straight man or a bisexual man, somebody
in the 90s, yes,
in this room who I don't think any of them are going to disagree with me. 7 of 9.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
she was a beauty.
2 of 44 double
Have you seen the new Picard series?
No, I don't have CBS All Access.
Dude,
she's
even better.
Yeah.
She on it?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yep.
Oh hell yeah, man. And she is no longer like robotic. She's had 20 years to remember being human and hang out with humans, and
it's a bad
she is bad ass.
Oh my god, Dave's here.
Yeah, Dave's here.
Dave.
Hey, Dave's here.
Dave is Bob's here.
Somebody's saying something bad about Roger.
Dave is
watch out.
For those of y'all who don't know Dave is one of the coolest dudes in the world. Like, Dave is a dude, he will just sit there and every time Dave's ever been around, he just pulls out an acoustic guitar, starts playing songs, drinks and smokes with us. He's a fucking riot. Dave is awesome. Dave, I'm so glad you're here, man. Thank you so much for tuning in. God, that made my night. I already had a good day, and that made my night. Hell yeah.
Skunk, am I permitted a runner-up?
Yeah, sure, go for it. I don't give a fuck.
Nick's been giving us a list of 20.
He's giving us his entire he's giving us his entire spank bank right now, so go for it.
I would go with Jennifer Connelly from Dark City and Rocketeer.
That's a good one.
And
She's also in
she is so hot. She is so hot in Dark City.
She's also in this Snowpiercer.
She's got that Betty thing
you know
going
what?
on.
You know what? Who nobody has mentioned yet?
Sean Thompson's here.
Johansson.
Hey, Sean Thompson's here, man. Sean Thompson is one of the con guys. Oh yeah, dude, we're getting all the con folk up in here tonight, man. All the local con guys are here tonight, man. Dave, Sean Thompson, man, hell yeah.
John, that's a porno movie waiting to happen there. Mother daughter.
Yeah, you better watch where you're going with that. We got this close to talking about a Linda Lovelace movie earlier, and I don't know.
John, you'd go for that one.
Oh, Carl.
Notice I'm not arguing.
I've never seen Babylon 5, so somebody else has to answer that question, man. I don't know. Somebody answer Carl's question, quick. John,
Yes,
you're
very
right on
hot.
spot back.
Wait. Skunk, you know her
Christian Tolman,
from the remake.
yes.
Hush!
Lydia
You know her from
Alexander.
the remake of Night of the Living Dead. Played the redhead.
Oh, okay.
That's
Wait.
Patricia
Wait.
Tallman.
Which remake? There were two of them.
No, there was only one.
The
I'm
Vince
sorry,
Vaughn?
Dawn of the Dead. Dawn of the Dead. My bad.
Oh,
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, Dawn of the Dead. The remake of
Okay.
Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah. Remake it Dawn of the Dead. Okay, I think I know who you're talking about.
Claudia
now, yeah.
Christensen was in The Hidden. I remember
Yeah,
that.
Claudia Christian was Babylon 5.
Oh, yeah. And she has
She was
this
also
great
in The
scene.
Hidden.
And her and Patricia Tallman, good friends.
The great scene in The Hidden is when she's possessed by the alien, and she's sitting in the car, and she realizes she has breasts. It starts going. Hilarious. Oh man.
now,
Well,
Labyrinth. She was
one of her first roles, wasn't she? She was
Yeah.
only like 17 or 18 when they made that movie. And, I mean, yeah, she's playing like a 15-year-old, but yeah, that's how Hollywood works. But that was one of her first roles, wasn't it? She went on to go do some great things.
She did some other small stuff, but that was one of her first big roles.
now wasn't Claudia Christensen also in Farscape and
No, you're thinking of give me a
Claudia
second, I
Black.
can't remember her name.
Claudia Black.
Claudia Black.
Yeah. I was about to say I know Claudia Black. God, I can't believe Dan brought up The Hidden. That makes me so happy that other people know about that movie. That's one of Jack Shoulder's best things.
That's a fantastic movie.
That movie introduced me to Shock Paris, and that's another earworm I get stuck in my head constantly. I was this close, seriously, to using On Your Feet, which is the song that the alien listens to at the very beginning of The Hidden when he first gets into the black Ferrari and takes off after the robbery. He puts a tape in of Shock Paris, and it's On Your Feet. It's this close to using that as a wrestling entrance theme because it's so good. And I love the fact that they use the disjointed drums. The drums when they go into the solo are off by a single beat, and it's like a hit in it. It's like slamming your face into a brick wall, but it works in that song so well. Oh man, Shock Paris, one of the best metal bands that never got famous, and it's so disappointing because they're really good.
Well, that's one of the reasons why I'm able to make intelligent comments on your show on Sunday nights. It's because I've seen all this stuff, but I don't know all the details or anything.
And that's one of the reasons.
So I'm able to ask
that's one of the reasons
questions.
why I want more. That's one of the reasons I want more people to tune into the Scrap House Video Club live show, because we talk about so many of these movies, and in all honesty, we want to know about the ones we don't know about. Like if you like the same kind of schlocky films that we like, come join us. Like, let us know about this shit, because I can only watch the same freaking
Okay.
Oh god, I love True Blood. I loved True Blood until like season fucking 6 or whatever it was. The season the season after, when they were all the season after, I'll tell you what, it's the season after Eric stops the fairy blood stops helping Eric suntan and instead starts burning him.
Yeah.
That the season after that one sucks so bad it made me stop watching the show. But prior to that, True Blood is amazing. True Blood. I mean, seriously, True Blood inspired. I hate admitting this because it's so dorky and awful, and it's dorky and awful, not in a fun way, but in a. I love being dorky and awful. I hate this dorky and awful. It's so bad. True Blood inspired one of my World of Darkness LARP characters I used to have his name was Victor Jackson, and he was basically just Bill. And I would literally show up at LARPs, putting on the charming southern drawl of a Louisiana gentleman, just to let y'all know how classy I am, but not so classy to be so conservative. I was a very liberal vampire, you know, and I did the voice and everything. And let me tell y'all, keeping that accent up all night for me, very easy. But I know it got on everyone's nerves because they were like, "You don't talk like that in real life. Stop it." It's like I was method actor. No, I can't. I have to stay in character the whole entire night, or else I will lose it. You know.
I don't know who Clayton Bigsby is, but boy, he just nailed you, skunk.
I don't know who it is either, but Clayton Bigsby is the blind black KKK member from Chappelle's show, so that's weird.
You never told me I was black.
I'm gonna take off my hood. I'm gonna show my face. Oh God, I want to quote another line from that episode, but I can't do it. I will get.
I know.
That's such a good episode.
I know.
All right.
Willow, I had a friend of mine.
Oh.
True story. Not just a friend of mine. This was a former partner of mine. Right. This is my ex-girlfriend. She loved True Blood for the first season. Second season, hated it. From then on out, every time I put True Blood on, she would come into the living room and she would be so mad. She's like, "Why are you watching that show?" I'm like, "Because I like it." And she just goes, "But they changed it. The books were better." She was a fan of the actual Southern Vampire Mysteries, the original Sookie Stackhouse books, and she hated the show so much. That's Sookie.
I got a question.
Hated the show.
For you, skunk.
What up?
There was a movie. A guy who's a real break. His girlfriend got killed, and he rebuilt her partially as a robot. His friend or pet or whatever, and she started killing people after she came back a lot. I can't remember the name, and I can't remember the actress.
Are you talking about
Something
Frankenhooker?
No. Something about my best friend or whatever. Like I said, once it was back in the 80s or 90s when I saw it. It was on videotape.
Let's see. A guy rebuilds his.
Yeah, he had the robot that he built
into robot.
And
that was called the Bionic Woman.
No.
Wait.
But Lindsay Wagner's up too. Yeah.
Wait. Dan. She dies. He rebuilds her, and then she goes on a killing spree, right? Hold up. Does she die in a motorcycle accident?
I'm not.
Dan's cutting out so bad I can't understand what he said. Did he say no?
I'm not sure.
Not sure. Okay. Because that does kind of sound like Return of the Living Dead Part 3.
No.
Because he has to like sew her back together, and then later on she like implants stuff into her to turn herself into basically the Terminator. It's
No. He took apart his pet robot and put a computer chip in her head to bring her back to life after she got killed in some accident. And I don't remember the title.
It might be right. It might be Cherry 2000, but I haven't seen Cherry 2000 in a very long time.
No, she didn't. Well, the robot didn't go around killing people. The robot was actually Now,
wait.
this chick went around killing people.
Wait. Dan, might it be? Would it be a Wes Craven movie?
Quite possibly, although I don't know any of his signature
Deadly
special
Friend?
effects scenes.
Would it be Deadly
That's
Friend?
it.
Okay,
That's it.
So yeah. No, they implant the chip from a robot into her.
Into the girl.
Yes. No, great scene in Deadly Friend, which has Mama Fratelli in it. I forget the actress's name, but she's in a bunch of stuff. She's in Throw Mama from the Train and a bunch of other stuff, but she was mostly famous for playing Mama Fratelli in the Goonies. She's in that scene as the crotchety neighbor. It doesn't, you can't get off my lawn sort of character, right? And it's Patricia Arquette plays the girl, and she walks in and terrorizes her for a little while, and then there's a scene where she picks up a basketball and throws the basketball at her, and Mama Fratelli's head explodes, and then the body like waddles around the room, just blood spurting out of the neck. It is one of the funniest, most gruesome scenes. And put the set about. I'm like, Wes Craven, you're a genius.
Oh, that was Wes Craven?
That was Wes Craven. It was Wes Craven. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Wes Craven.
Wow.
Joe Dog, you misunderstood what I said. I was talking about something else.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Not to derail the discussion of hot chicks and movies, but
Somebody
this
Nick,
in my head.
earlier said Gillian Anderson. Nick said earlier Gillian Anderson.
Hold that back up, Nick. Hold that back up, Nick.
Don't
Let's
get me.
Nick moved. Nick moved. There it is. No,
That's not Nick either.
There's
Oh my
Nick.
God. Joe Dog, do I have to teach you how to use StreamYard?
Yeah.
Dear
Somebody
God.
teach you how to use the mouse.
Joe Dog, I am 3 beers in and I am more coherent than you are. That's sad.
Well, let's not talk about it.
That's my excuse.
Hey, Joe. Love you, buddy.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not going to say it back? Well, fuck you.
Well, we've still got to discuss that incident the other night.
Hey, I wasn't there and there's no witnesses. You can't prove nothing.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
Was I sober enough to remember it?
No,
Okay,
I actually
John,
have no idea
who's-
what Joe Dog's talking about. I
background
thought he
now?
was joking around, but it sounds like he's being serious about something.
Oh,
And if he is, he
that's
needs to explain it.
That is Melanie Griffith from Cherry 2000.
Cherry 2000, yeah.
I
It's a
thought I
totally different
recognized her
movie than what,
jawline.
totally different movie than what you're talking about, Dan.
Remember, I can deadpan with the
Hello,
best
she's
of them.
still cute.
Oh wow, Joe, you're a dick.
You know it.
Well, hey, listen. Since we are talking about hot women, and let's talk about hot women in cinema in general, right? And TVs, movies, whatever, right? Let's just talk about hot women because we should celebrate beautiful women. I also like to celebrate beautiful women who are also super smart. Because that's just awesome, right? And I'm going to bring up, I was actually going to say Amy Farrah Fowler from Big Bang Theory, a.k.a. Blossom, a.k.a. whatever her real name is. Because not only is she gorgeous, she's got a degree in microbiology, which is awesome.
Actually, she was brought on the show as a consultant for the actress to be the microbiologist.
Joe Dog, it gets even better. They made a joke about that in an earlier season. About like we should get because we're doing the physics fold. We should get the girl from Blossom. She's a microbiologist. And they were like, Be serious, dude. We can't get a celebrity on our physics bowl team. And then Raj brings up another random celebrity who also guest starred on the show in a later season. But they're bringing her in, right? They were literally bringing her in because of the joke of the idea that like we have a real microbiologist here who also happens to be a celebrity. And she was originally going to show up on the show to play herself. Right.
Yeah.
But then they realized that we wrote this character for Sheldon to meet. Right. And we need somebody to play that. And she took one look at the role. Was like, oh, I'll do it. That sounds fun. I want to do it. And they were like, are you sure? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, all right, cool. And since both characters are both microbiologists, she very much just kind of plays herself.
Yeah.
And she does all of the consulting for her own character.
Yeah.
And yeah, she's fantastic. Oh man, I love her.
Wait a minute. Carl Kolchak is on my front lawn again, dang it.
Now we are getting some very strange people joining.
Yeah.
Right,
Some strange people like Justin Bieber.
I don't think that's the real Justin Bieber.
No, the real Justin Bieber would make a huge donation to our PayPal account.
Oh, Sean. Oh, Sean. Sean, you had to say that word. You had to say that name.
If you're the real Justin Bieber, PayPal.me/Joe McKeel. If you're really Justin Bieber, make a PayPal me some money to PayPal.me/Joe McKeel.
And McKeel is spelled McKeel.
Yeah.
Tara Strong is a voice actress. So basically what my good friend and professional boxer Sean Thompson is telling me right now is that he is attracted to Twilight Sparkle from My Little Pony.
Okay.
Ron's done some other stuff too.
Oh my God, Carl.
Did, but come on.
Okay. He says, what do I want, man? A new home? $5. You drop $5 into that, I'll believe you're Justin Bieber.
Not gonna happen.
Did y'all see what Carl just posted?
2
in the jinkies, 1 in the stinky.
Fuck.
I'll be back.
That's so wrong.
Okay,
That is so wrong. I'm taking my glasses off to tell you, Carl, that was so wrong.
but he can't see anything without his glasses. Okay.
My glasses. I can't be seen without my glasses. That's the best episode of Johnny Bravo that's ever been made. I love that one.
Let me go to Uncle Carl's secret group.
Oh, Virginia Hay. Okay. She played in Mad Max: The Road Warrior. She was the hot warrior chick. Okay. She's also played in Farscape. She played Zahn with all the blue makeup. Yeah.
Yes. She's the one she's the one who when I forget the guy's name, the guy that looks very, very much like Mick Jagger, when he's discussing with Max about whether or not they should trust him. She's the one who pops up and is just all like, no, he's an outlander. We do not trust them.
You can't trust him.
And he's like, but he is explaining to her, but he showed up here on his own free will, didn't attack us, and asked for sanctuary. We would be as cruel as they are if we didn't give it to him. Because he's obviously not with them. And he was talking about the humongous.
And later she says, "Oh, what was it? I'm sorry, I didn't trust you."
Yeah, she apologizes to him, which is really cool. But yeah, does that dude not look like? I know he's been in a million other things, but does he not look like Mick Jagger? He does look like Mick Jagger.
I know who you're talking about, and yes, he does look like Mick Jagger.
Yeah, look, I tell you, I started today off in a mood because LeBron was still working at the warehouse, and I was like,
you
"Why
named
the
him.
hell?"
Oh,
Him?
now we have to kill him.
But I
There can be only one.
I didn't want to point out that I started my day off. I was leaving. I was like,
What the
I
hell?
really, for some reason, wanted to listen to something. I wanted to listen to something groovy. I really did, because I was like, I'm in a mood today. I want to listen to something that's going to lift my spirits, right? So the first thing that I put on when I was leaving was Harlem Shuffle, the Rolling Stones cover of Harlem Shuffle, not the
It's got-
original, the Rolling Stones one.
Don't. Her.
Yes, yeah, that's her. Yeah.
A warrior woman. Yes.
But I put on the Rolling Stones cover of Harlem Shuffle, because I think that's I'm not gonna poo-poo on the original. It's very good. I like the original version of Harlem Shuffle. I mean, we wouldn't have Jump Around without it, but I honestly believe the Rolling Stones version is better, which is really sad to say. But the Rolling Stones can do a better version of Harlem Shuffle than so people that actually grew up in Harlem. You know what I mean? And then right after that, I was listening to the Divinyls. The Divinyls have a cover of Roxy Music's "Love Is a Drug" from the Super Mario Brothers soundtrack, the Super Mario Bros. Movie soundtrack.
Yeah,
and it's very similar to to the Rolling Stones Harlem Shuffle. Very, very good song. Definitely look it up if you're into that kind of music. Actually, just literally anything by the Divinyls that isn't "I Touch Myself" is gold. I Touch Myself is such a bad song, and I think it only got as popular as it was because it was about masturbation. Like, come on. They've got so much better songs.
Boom, 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 boom.
I think the Divinyls Against the Wall is their underrated classic. That song is so good. But Love Is a Drug is another one. Hey, let's talk about hot women. Talk about hot women in music. Yeah, I'll pretty much just say L7. No, I take that back. I want to say Patti Smith. Patti Smith.
Smart, yeah.
Oh, gorgeous. And not only that, again, very smart, very intelligent, very poetic. She's wonderful. Patti Smith is great.
You forgot one of the two most beautiful women in rock and roll.
Stevie Nicks.
That's one.
Janis Joplin.
Tina Turner.
Tina Turner I would agree with, but I want to know who Joe's talking about.
Stevie Nicks is one. Nancy Wilson is two.
Oh, Nancy Wilson, yeah. Oh, Nancy Sinatra is gorgeous too.
I don't think you can consider her rock and roll. She was pop at best.
Christy Escabia.
I'll give you that.
Well, both of the Wilsons was gorgeous. From Heart, yeah.
Yeah, I've always been more of a metal and punk guy myself, personally. So I'm thinking of like a lot of the artists I'm thinking of. Yeah, Nightwish. I don't know her name.
Okay. Well, if you're going to put Nancy Sinatra in, then I can go a little softer than rock, and I'm going to say Marilyn McCoo.
I don't know who
And
that
Billy
is.
Davis Jr.
From the Fifth Dimension, Googler, Marilyn McCoo.
And Billy
And
Davis
yes,
Jr.
Billy Davis Jr., but I didn't find him very pretty.
Hey, guess what?
Yeah,
time
but the
it is, guys?
ladies did.
Hey, well, hey.
Oh,
guess
no.
what time
Have
it
we
is?
gone that far?
We have.
No. Yeah.
Since we're talking about hot ladies, I'm sure somebody will bring up the chick from Laughing. Go ahead and do it.
Goldie Hawn.
Goldie Hawn.
She's cuter than she is
Well,
hot.
Yeah, she was a
She's
cute.
like Psychic. Yeah, she's like Psychic Tanya, who used to do the old Amazing Jonathan bits. Like, she's not hot, but she's adorable.
Mhm.
You just kind of want to like pet her head.
She's
And
adorable.
Darn.
she is adorable. And it's great. I think my favorite Psychic Tanya moment is the moment where Mason Jonathan has a guy up on stage to help him with his act. She comes running out with sparklers and she's like, and then goes running off of the stage. And when she goes running off of the stage, they hit her with the fire extinguisher. And then Jonathan just looks at the guy that he brought up on stage and goes, I don't know.
Susanna Hoff from the Bangles. Yes, she was a very
Oh my
big
god!
hottie. Well, actually, she's a very short hottie, but no.
Shit. Oh god,
Well,
the Bengals are great.
I can't
Oh.
believe we were reduced.
You may not know this, but Goldie Hawn's daughter is Kate Hudson.
Yeah, I knew that.
I
I
think
didn't.
Skunk- Yes.
Yeah, I
Skunk
didn't. I didn't
Yeah.
know that. That's kind of like finding out that
yes,
Jamie Lee
Haley
Curtis
Reinhart.
is the daughter of Janet Leigh. So that's pretty neat. Yeah. Oh god, I can't remember her name. She was in Cycle Sluts from Hell and Hansel and Gretel. Just Amazon woman, goth metal rocker. She is awesome. I can't remember her name though.
You're not talking about the chick from the Plasmatics.
No,
Wendy
no, not Wendy O. Williams. Not Wendy O. Williams. No, Wendy O. Williams is really hot too. But the problem is with her is that I fear that Wendy O. Williams would murder me in my sleep.
with a television.
I'm pretty sure she would eat my head like a fucking praying mantis. She's
Now-
scary, man.
Now, Wendy O. Williams reminds me of somebody else that's awesome. I want to say Grace Slick, but that's from the
Grace Jones?
Grace Jones.
Oh Lord.
I have a weird one. But
Grace Jones scares me too.
I want to point out that on my weird one, that I'm not talking about SNL time period when she was really controversial. I liked her before that, Sinead O'Connor.
Oh,
Now she shaved her head. She was still very beautiful.
Nope.
But she was very.
Okay, about that same time period.
Her personality went way south.
Yeah, don't care for her political views either.
yeah.
She's a little yeah.
Really? You tear up a picture of the Pope
Opinion.
live on TV? Nah.
Well, she was
Yeah,
protesting
Catherine
the
was hot.
molestations.
John, what
What,
were you
Dan?
gonna say?
I'm
What'd you
trying
say,
to
Dan?
get this down.
We got
She
40 seconds left. So
Wasn't Catholic priests
Uh,
molesting children? And
Yeah, we'll
Sure.
bring it.
I'm
to the
sorry,
after.
you're breaking up, Dan.
John, what were you saying? Last thing to say before we end the show. So say it,
I
John.
was going to say there was a group in the '80s called Roxette. The lead singer was a
Roxette,
girl
yes,
named
Roxette.
Marie Fredrickson.
Yeah, she's hot.
Yeah,
All right. All right, is everybody ready to fly
Eight.
this guy?
7, 6, 5.